Hey there, Walter here. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and a good New Year, because we're going to start off the New Year with the 7th delivery of the Fanhome Knight Rider build. So let's go ahead and get this opened up here and we'll see what's going on. As usual with all of these builds that I do, I open up the box and we show off what's going on here, and then I do my builds. So looking at all these parts, I believe all these parts are continuations of the engine build up. So I think it's just a continuation of them as usual. So we've got all these, more of the engine parts here, more, and then we have the special Knight license plate. Not the original here, a generic license plate, but hey, it is a nice license plate all the same. So that's gonna have a nice place of honor on my wall. So I'm going to enjoy hanging this up. And as usual, we got the booklets here, and I don't know why, but for some reason they seem thicker than usual. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, before we start with this, I want to show off something I'm doing different here. I bought these over at Harbor Freight. $4 a box here. And these boxes here hold all of my screws that I have collected from all of these assemblies so far. And I went ahead and I took a label maker and I have organized each one. These are all my metal screws, and then these are all my plastic screws. So all organized, obviously, and that they hold so they will not go anywhere. They will stay in place. So now we're going to get started with this new build. And what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the turbine housing, which is this part right here. Once I push the cat out of the way, which I did. Now I have a diagram or a chart that I had found on a Facebook page for the Fanhome Knight Rider build, and it had shown that I am roughly at least 1/4 of the way done with the build so far. So this is going along faster than I had expected. I had thought this was going to take 2 years. This might actually take a year to build this. So if that's the case, this is going a lot faster than I anticipated. So we're going to go ahead and take this plastic piece right here, which is the bottom of the turbine housing, and we're going to put it in the rectangular slot, which is right here, in the bottom of the turbine housing, which is this part. Now the orientation shows these two tubes along with these two prongs, which you can probably see based on my finger or even the table location right here. But getting a close-up here with the screen, with the lens actually, for the camcorder. These two prongs on the plastic piece point down towards where these two tubes are. They get hooked in with two BP screws. Now since these are PP plastic, I can use this container right here And I'm going to open up the envelope for this. Since I already have the BP screws already, I could use those, but I'm going to use the ones in the envelope. And then the extra ones, I'll just go ahead and dump right in the container here. Which is not a problem at all. But I have to hook these in on the underside. So I'll just hook this in on the other side as shown. I don't think I need to do anything with the main chassis of the car itself, at least with these stages right now. Okay. Take that BP screw, which is in this first slot. There it goes. I don't need that anymore. Now I'm going to hook this metal plate here. I have the turbine assembly, which I already did before. It says place the lip on the back of the turbine housing, which would be this one right here, this plate, over the two indicated posts in part 19A, which shows that it's these two top posts right here. And we're looking at this little knobby thing on this plate here. So the way this is looking, it is looking, if I have this oriented, let me get this oriented the way they have this shown. They have it shown this way. So it's supposed to be this way. Now these get hooked together with two GM screws. So close this up. Open this up. And I have to open up my oil too, because metal screws need the oil. And get the cat out of the way. I'll need to get my orientation back again because I lost my orientation on this. But I'll get that figured out. I think I know exactly which way it's supposed to go. I think it's supposed to go like so. Yes. I believe it's supposed to be this way. So hook this in like this. Alright. Should have unhooked this too. I saw these containers over at the store, and I decided that was the perfect idea to work with these screws so that I don't have to use these little baggies anymore, and I don't have to worry about losing any screws at all. To me, that is the perfect idea. But you can use any containers that you wish to use, or you can use the baggies themselves if you wish. So, double check to make sure I have these all tight, which I do. That should fit just like that. Next, we're going to take this assembly here, push the bottom with the top, except the way this is shown, it is supposed to be this way right here. So you have this plastic or this black piece here with this rounded flat piece, and it gets pushed together, which I must have it a little tight. There we go. Here we go. Now I have it pushed together. There, it fits just like that. Now, they get hooked together with 2 AM screws. So let me put the AM screws in place here. I am still blown away by the size of this entire model. This whole thing is just massively huge. This is just big. All right, these 2 AM screws go in these holes. I should have pointed that out. I'm not being very smart right now. These 2 plastic or AM screws go in these 2 holes right here. I got one already. I think I have a second one in there. I'm not sure. I need to take a look. I think I have that in there too, but I can't tell. I don't feel any tension. Yep, I got the tension right there. Okay, that's it right now. Okay, those are done. That's what this piece looks like. So this is the turbine right here, and according to the diagram, that's what it looks like right there. So looks like some kind of a monster with horns sticking out of it. I don't know, but that's what it looks like right now. And I'll put these screws in here. GM goes in here, which I'll just go ahead and put those in, but you don't need to see any of that because even though I'm going to do it anyway, you shouldn't really even need to see it anyway because it's just boring. And that is assembly number 23. So that section is done. Okay, section 24 is a really neat section. We're going to do this Knight Industries Ram Scoop, I believe it's called. It says the assembly of the turbine continues. It's the turbine air intake duct. I still need to learn how to talk correctly. But this is neat because it has the Knight Industries logo on it. But they show it as the Knight Foundation logo. Now that is something really neat to see. I like the look of that. Now, these here, this is a really easy assembly. It shows here, you just fit this bottom piece into the top piece, just like so. Fit that in there. And then you're going to hook it together. You're going to fix it with 2 BP screws into the top. Now when I say into the top, there are 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. We're putting them into the top right here. So we pop this into the one right here. And then I'm going to put another one into the top screw, or into the top hole I should say. Now they do show a picture of where this is going to fit when this is all done, and the picture does scare me a little bit. But before I show that to you, I'm going to show you the last location of this screw, which goes into the bottom hole. Goes right into the bottom here, which once I learn how to get this lined up correctly, there it goes. What about that license plate? That license plate looks neat. I mean, it's not an official license plate, but I have the official license plate. I'll show that to you in a little bit. My son got that for me for Father's Day one year. There, that's the assembled component right there. And here is where it's going to look like in the picture. But the reason I'm nervous about this picture, you see all those wires and hoses and everything? I don't like the hoses. That looks scary. Alright, that is assembly number 24. Alright, assembly number 25. We're actually going to continue on with this air intake here. We're going to attach more parts to it. So I'm going to grab these parts that's right inside here. There is, that was a cat that is sick. We've had some sick kitties lately over here. Now I've got quite a few BP screws that need to be fitted on here. So I went ahead and closed up all the oil. I don't need them at all. So next we're going to take these plastic pieces right here, and I'm going to fit those together just like that. And they are going to be fitted with 2 BP screws. Now there is, besides a cat hawking up a fur ball or something like that, there is some assembly advice listed here. It does say, and I am quoting, whenever you have to assemble a model, make sure you have good lighting on your table or work area. Preferably be near a window to make the most of the natural light. If you prefer to assemble a model at night, use 2 or more lamps to illuminate your work area. This avoids unpleasant shadows and does not strain your eyes. Desk lamps that can be adjusted in position and intensity are the best option. Which I do not have that right here. I do have this desk lamp right here, but I also have the ceiling lamp. Your results will vary. Here I am attaching this with 2 BP screws. This is the air intake. Now, if you were wondering where I was reading that, it's right here. Now, if I flip the page, we're going to take this little box piece right here, which is an air intake base. Now, it shows that these little tabs right here, well, actually this tab with 2 holes in it fits right here. Fits just like this. And that gets attached with 2 BP screws. So once again, grab a BP screw, make sure I don't lose it. If I do lose it, I have plenty of other screws. And as you've seen already. Alright, this is attached like so. Now we're going to fit a rectangular post of this part here, which is some kind of a round shaped piece, they don't say what it is, into the hole on the bottom of this base. Now there is a rectangular post on the underside of it. If you can see that, I can't tell because of the way the camera angle is away from me. But it fits right here. And then I fit another BP screw onto that. So this assembly is almost done. And then one more assembly to go. Now I'm going to take two more of these BP screws. I'm going to attach it to this air intake duct. So our air intake duct is like this. This is the underside of it, because the top side has the Knight Foundation logo on it. And I dropped it. So underside of it, orientation like so. And we are going to set this where it will face, I believe it is, let me see, according to the orientation, it is going to face like this, just like this. So when I have, yes, this is correct. All right. My one cat is playing with the box. These get screwed into two holes on either side of this funny round post here. But there's still two holes right here near this opening that doesn't get touched. I'm guessing that's for when it gets assembled into the engine compartment. Alright, there's our assembly right here. And that, folks, is assembly number 25. Alright, getting the oil ready for assembly number 26. Why am I getting the oil ready? Because there is metal in here. I can tell because some of it is heavy, and I don't know what it's for exactly. But what we're doing is we're doing the rest of the air intake system, and we're attaching it to the rest of the turbine assembly. So I don't know what that means, except we're going to do it. So I'm taking that out. That feels like it's metal. I know this bottom piece is metal, and you can hear it too. Ooh, there's a silver piece in here, and it is colored. It looks artistic. I will show you. How interesting is that? I don't know what that is, but it looks interesting. And whoa, there's another piece right there that's silver. All right. Now some people, I have seen this on Facebook, they have painted and made this look more realistic, but I'm not doing that. I'm making this as stock as possible. They have bought all these different mods and everything, but no, I'm keeping it as stock as possible because I just want to do it that way. I'm just kind of old-fashioned, I guess. Alright, so we have these metal pieces, plastic pieces, more screws. So let's see what's going on here. We're going to take these two corner pieces and attach them together. And they're going to be hooked up with 2 BP screws, which we have a bunch of BP screws again. So I'm guessing this is just like the last one, the previous assembly. So maybe this goes on the, I am just guessing here, but I'm guessing that this goes on the other side of this. So it goes on like that. I'm not sure. Maybe it goes on like this. I don't know. I am just guessing though. I've never assembled this before, so I'm just trying to figure this out. But this looks identical to the other one we just did on the previous assembly, assembly 25, I believe it was. And yes, it does go on like that. So those go on here. I was right, it does fit on like that. Ew, and I dropped it. And it does fit with 2 BP screws. I wasn't even looking at the instructions and it just showed that. Ooh, I feel smart now. Alright. Now let's hook this on here. Alright. This one's on. I don't know where they came up with the design for this turbine engine, but it is a really interesting design. Okay. Make sure I got everything tightened up. It's tightened. Okay. Now here is the assembly so far. Now we're going to take this funny looking piece right here. I don't know what it is. It is the front intake filter frame. Okay. And it fits like so, where these openings are away from this. These are the openings right here, and it's pointing away. except there's an arrow on it, and the arrow has to point up. I don't know if you can see the arrow, but the arrow points in the up position. Okay, that gets hooked up with 4 BP screws. Now I'm going to put 2 BP screws in, one on each outer end, because there's 2 on each side. So I'm going to put one on each end. And then I'm going to do the inner ones afterwards. I need to take my glasses off for this because I need to be able to see. Okay. Now I'm not tightening this up all the way yet because I need to get the other one in place. This is a little trick I've learned. I'm just popping the screw right through the hole on this intake filter frame until I hit the hole on these intakes. And then I screw those screws in place. Okay, I got it. Now I'm going to screw these in. Okay, just not in all the way, because now I need to get the other 2 in. That one's going in. I didn't screw it in all the way. Time for the number 4, the 4th one. And just like with the other 3, I'm not going to screw it in all the way because I want to make sure I get in the hole. It's in the hole. Okay, now I'm going to screw those in all the way. That side's in. 2 more. One more. Okay, all secure. Now that's how that goes. Actually fitted just like that. Okay. That's a little trick I had learned. Smarts. Or as some of the kids like to say, smorts. I think that's how they say it, I don't know. Now we have this piece right here. It's like some kind of a filter piece. It's a front air intake filter. Well, that's what I just put on there. And I'm going to fit 2 EP screws on here. Sports. Okie doke. Get this little bag opened. I don't think I have any EP screws on here. No, I don't. So I have to use my label maker and make a new label on here. Neat. Okay. I'm having a problem. Okay, I see what's going on. I have to grab a precision screwdriver real quick. Okay. These screws, EP screws, are really small, so I have to use a precision screwdriver for them. They're too small for the screwdriver that came installed in this set. So, I have to see if I can get this installed. So I have to hook this up with the precision screws. And they are really tough to do. So let me see if I can get these real quick here. Okay, I got this to work because I am such an idiot, because Fanhome did include, once I learned how to talk, they did include a special precision screwdriver. So I am an idiot for not realizing that. So none of my precision screwdrivers were working in the first place. But this other screwdriver that they had does work, and it is working really well. And it's doing a really good job. There it is, right there. Now I have that upside down, so it looks just like that. All right. Boy, I need to have some smarts. I was not thinking very well. Okay, now we take these silver pieces here. First, we're going to take this housing cap, which is this silver piece right here, and we're going to push it into this air intake motor housing, which was this decorative piece here. Just push it right on in. They don't give any specific way to go. Just says to push it in, so I'm going to push it in. Okie doke. Easy enough. Align the two posts, which are the two posts right here. And I say align the two posts with the holes on the left air intake cover, which would be these posts right here. And then fit those in place with a BP screw. Okay, and here I thought that they had given me just an extra screwdriver. The things I learned. I guess that'll learn me, huh? Hook this in. Now this is hooked up in place. Now take the turbine assembly, which is the monster with the horns. We're going to take it over the air intake motor assembly. Where we're going to position the tabs of the motor assembly over 2 posts of 26F. Which is this other one, not this one. Not the one we just attached, this other one. So, wait a minute. I missed a step. Before I hooked this one, I have to take this one and hook it onto here. I'm going too fast. Take this assembly right here, turn it over, place the longer center post of this cover here onto this assembly base. Now this has to fit, looking at the orientation, this has to fit like so, where this piece fits on like this. And it gets hooked in place. With a GM screw. Now the weird thing is, on the picture here, it looks like something's wrong here, because it looks like, let me look at something here, because I've got something wrong. I went too fast on this. This is correct. So this one should fit like so. So why does the picture show maybe they have it the other way? Maybe it's supposed to fit this way, because on the other pictures it's supposed to fit the opposite direction. So I think it's supposed to fit, let me see. So on this one here, it's supposed to fit, okay, I see it now. I was looking at it the wrong way. So it's supposed to fit this way, just like this. Alright, now I've got it, wait a minute. Yes. Because when it hooks up, yes, I'm looking at it the wrong way. Okay, this is what happens when you do not pay attention to the instructions like I just did. Here I completely missed step 5, which was hooking this onto the air intake duct. I completely missed a step, and it got me completely mixed up. And this is why I keep saying it's important to always read the instructions, because you never know when you're going to get mixed up, and I just got myself mixed up. So now that we're all set here, I have my oil opened up. Now I have to use a GM screw, and I have to hook this up just like so. Because I was not paying any attention to the instructions. And I got myself completely discombobulated. So who is at fault? Boom. Now, this is done. Now, this is, okay, this will hook onto this. So I'm going to take this, and I am going to hook this up. So take the turbine assembly, which is this, the monster with the horns, position the tabs from the air intake motor assembly, which is these right here, these two tabs on the black piece, over the two posts on 26F. Which is positioned let me see how this is positioned. It gets positioned this way. So you have this piece right here. This piece goes right here. And those get hooked up with two GM screws. Okay, now we are getting somewhere. Now since these seem like they're plastic, normally I would not use the oil, but these are GM screws, so I am using the oil. That's because the one assembly here is metal. The one housing piece. It's this housing piece right here. It is metal. So I am doing the right thing by using the oil. And like I have said in the other videos, this is just regular 3-in-1 oil. You can find it at any stores. Cats are fighting again. They always fight. Okay, there's that. Now we have to fit this piece onto here. Which will fit just like that. And I have to fit it on and hook it in place with two GM screws going in these two holes right here. So try a little balancing act like that. one more screw. Alright, seems a little wobbly, but it does work, and that's your completed turbine. I guess it is all completed here, but that's what it looks like. And that completes assembly number 26. Okay, that's it for this episode of the Knight Rider model build. So, as usual, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave all your questions and comments down below, and as usual, leave all your questions and comments rated E for everybody. So, until the next time we do this model build, I'll go ahead and say 7-3.